Well, hello, my beautiful Cancerians. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your twin flame reading for the end of March right through the end of April 2025. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about, pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings and I will never reach out to you personally to offer one. Also, I will never ask you for money, e-gifts, or donations. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Cancerians, this is your twin flame reading for those twins who are currently in separation. I'm going to get all of your cards first before I connect to an outcome, so let us begin. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know regarding their twin flame situation at this time? Can you please guide them and show them the way? Now, I always say this, but please look up online what it means to be in a twin flame connection, because if anyone is mentally, physically, or emotionally abusive, that is not a twin flame connection. That's more likely to be a false flame connection, and it really will drain your beautiful love and waste your wonderful time, okay? Twin flames are magnetic. It's an otherworldly experience like no other, and of course, both of you feel the same, and you're both drawn together. However, although it is a very physical, passionate, loving connection, it is also a spiritual awakening. And, you know, it tends to be more of a process that prepares you to release low vibrational energy that keeps us stuck in fear, unhealthy attachments, or even addictive patterns. So the twin flame dynamic, it has a purpose, let's put it that way. And there tends to be a runner, a chaser, and a separation period, and although that's not always typical to form, sometimes there can be 2 runners, for example, it tends to be the case. There's a runner, chaser, and separation period. Now, I always say do not wait for your twin, because they have a spiritual path to navigate all by themselves, and, you know, it may not work on your time. So when the moment is right, the universe will orchestrate a meeting between you both to come back together in union. What is meant for you will never pass you by, so relax and really look at what the twin flame dynamic is trying to teach you, because actually it teaches us something in the separation period. Now, the separation period, it can last weeks, months, years, decades. So I always say do not wait, but in that process, it is basically an awakening for you to discover unconditional love for self first, because twin flames, they tend to have had some sort of trauma or challenging experience before they meet each other, which can trigger insecurities, trust issues, self-loathing, things like that. And those things need to be healed, but also it's a process that puts you on your life's purpose path. So both parties tend to have a mission in each lifetime that they must focus on. And of course, when they are called to do that and they have that wake-up call, then they can both come together in a union. Now, it's a formed sacred union, which is a result of shared difficulty and pain. And what I mean by that is twin flames, they tend to be mirrored relationships. Both of you are identical in polarities when you meet. If you think of 2 magnets, because you are magnetic, you're part of the same energy field. When you both meet, of course, you attract each other, but also repel each other. There is that space in between. Same thing happens to 2 magnets that are polarized in exactly the same way. So the space in between is the rite of passage. It's meant to happen so that both parties can change vibrations, spiritually evolve, in order to change the frequencies and come together in a match. It's not a game, it's an energetic exchange, okay? And it's often a very challenging journey of self-discovery, but it's one that must be done alone. And the twin flame dynamic triggers each party. It amplifies things within self that have been left unhealed by previous experiences. So, you know, when your twin is looking at you, if they're the runner, for example, they tend to be looking at all the things within themselves that basically they've been running away from their whole life. And just as I'm actually explaining this, you got a card with a mirror on it that just popped out. So right now, I definitely see here, there's a mirroring energy going on there. But twin flames, they push their twin away because they have such a depth of feeling within themselves. It triggers a lot of fearful emotions. And if they are someone who has had trauma in the past, people who've had trauma, they have knee-jerk reactions or even unhealed responses that are their go-to protective response. Okay, so that can be to push a person away, to self-sabotage, to be reluctant to get involved in the messy business of love because it's very exposing. It's very vulnerable position to be in, to give your heart over to another person and trust them that they're not going to hurt you. And that's where the challenge lies, because of course the chaser tends to see that challenge and realize that, the love is worth opening up to. So they open up their heart. So if you're the chaser, which looking at the energy right now, I feel like that you're destined to meet this person, and you see that they are someone that, you are like yearning for, let's put it that way. It's caused a lot of emotional upset. There's more than that, and I will tap into it in a moment. But, it can open up almost like a Pandora's box of questions, like, how can I love this person so fully and feel that they love me back, and yet this relationship is non-existent? Why do I feel so alone in this? Why is there a pattern where this person pushes me away? Why is there self-sabotage going on here? Why is there a cycle of repeat? So the repeat will occur if the lesson is not learnt. Okay, so actions always speak louder than words, but, that's really a bite-sized idea of what it means to be in a twin flame connection. They actually reflect back to you your greatest strengths, but also your greatest weaknesses. And the chaser tends to be more spiritually evolved or more willing to be open to the fears that can arise within a relationship that is so deep in feeling. Because, of course, whenever you get into a relationship, there's no guarantees. You open your heart and trust the process that you're both a team and you're going to meet the world head on, and you're going to have a wonderful journey of walking each other home in life, right? However, if a person has had an experience in the past where they have been broken, let down, challenged, or, witnessed parents or guardians divorcing or separating, or, betrayal, these can be experiences that hold a person back to make sure that they never either experience it again or experience it themselves. If they've witnessed it, for example, it can transform and influence the way that they operate in love. So I'll tap into what's going on with your person. Definitely there's some generational stuff going on with your person. Okay, so we'll tap into that in a moment. Let's get straight to your cards. You got the Anchor. So I feel like you're trying to ground yourself after a period of very intense upheaval. Okay, you thought that you would be settling down with this person. The Anchor indicates to some degree you felt that this person was home, but now you're drifting. Emotionally, it just feels like you're bereft. You may not know what to do with this pent-up emotion that you have for this person. It's like, how can you have so much love and you're just left with it there? So I'm sending you a huge hug out there, my beautiful Cancerians. It is a challenging dynamic to take. And I mean, a lot of you, it's like you've brought up the Anchor and you're like thinking about moving on, okay? Because we do have that Page of Wands. Some of you are thinking about new adventures. You don't want to move away from your twin, but I feel like you've been left with no other alternative at this time but to pursue alternative adventures. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to go out there and flirt with everybody else, or you're going to be seeking for a new partner, but some of you may want to, because you are lovable. You may be searching for a soulmate at this time, which is very different from a twin. There's only one twin. You can have many soulmates, okay, in this lifetime. And soulmates don't have to be romantic. They can be friends. They can be pets, for example. So some of you may have tried to cut a cord with this person, or you're contemplating it at this time. I mean, the Anchor is an indication that you are looking for an emotionally stable relationship. You've been enduring this connection and you've been stuck in a very inconsistent relationship, and you wanted this relationship for the long term, but if it's so inconsistent, you feel very unsure about really investing in this any further. But I do also feel like it's a little bit too late, because you have feelings for this person. I mean, there's a depth of love like no other for this person. So I feel like you just want this person to kind of like show up for the relationship, because that's what you've been doing. You've been offering unconditional love, and I feel a lot of you are learning to put that unconditional love inwards, because it's number 35, and when you reduce it, 3 plus 5 is 8, which is the number of the self. So I feel like you've learned in this connection that you're an overgiver, okay, and that it's very important for you to balance out the effort you put into relationships. And this is across the board. It's not just in the twin flame dynamic. It's not that you're withdrawing your energy and being selfish. It means that you're not forgetting about yourself. Okay? We can only love other people once we love ourselves fully. We cannot give from an empty cup. And I feel a lot of you are exhausted and emotionally drained right now. And I feel, I mean, when you have the anchor up, it tends to mean that you're feeling a little bit bereft, or, you know, you feel a little bit disassociated with this connection because this person is not giving to the connection. However, you know, with that number 9 at the bottom there as well, there is a sense of you going through a spiritual awakening, because that is the hermit energy. It tends to mean that, you know, you're going inwards for knowledge. You're trying to be really calm and, you know, take ownership of your life. And you're kind of like seeking where you feel like you belong right now. And long term, you're looking for a long-term relationship where you feel safe, where you feel secure, where you know where you're at. You know, you don't want to have this kind of like inconsistent, wishy-washy kind of relationship where you just don't know from one week to the next where you're standing emotionally with a person, because you have so much love to give. And I mean, you have the Page of Wands here. So it says they're exploring freedom with excitement. So I feel this is about you kind of like coming out of a period where you have been emotionally challenged regarding this dynamic. And I mean, there's 2 beautiful Bastet images there, right? So this can like reflect mirroring. Okay, so it's like both of you felt very excited when you first met each other, and the Page of Wands actually means to meet someone who's on a soul level, who you want to be loyal to. There's friendship there as well as commitment, fidelity, support. But also there is this mirroring energy that's going on in your connection. So if they withdraw, you withdraw further. If they come forward, you come forward further. I'm just getting this like in and out energy between both of you at this time. So if you're in the mirroring phases, you know, with that 4 cups and the 8 of Wands, and we've got the Emperor, and we also have the 8 of Pentacles. I mean, this relationship, both parties are separate to work on themselves at this time. I also feel there's this energy of, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this is no kind of like blame game here. I'm feeling a very strict or maybe even absent masculine figure in this relationship. And what I mean by that is in terms of parents or guardians. So either you, my beautiful Cancerians, or your person experienced this when you or they were younger. And I feel this has left this soul-searching energy. I'm just picking up on this like soul-searching energy, but also this kind of energy of someone leaving or feeling like not stable in loving relationships, or that love leaves, or someone you should rely on leaves. Okay, so it's like a person who was entrusted in a position of responsibility to guide is absent from either you or this person's life when you were younger. So please apply it to your situation. If it doesn't fit, don't try to make it, but that's something I'm picking up on right now. And it has influenced mainly your person, I feel, that if they start to feel that they can rely on a person or that they can trust a person, they're reminded that actually they did that once and that person left. So there's something here about love leaving or someone leaving them. So I'm going to pick up on that when I pull some cards on your person's energy. But you have the Page of Wands here. So pages bring news, okay? And I feel like you may have actually messaged this person, or because we have the Wheel of Fortune, you know that you were destined to meet this person, okay? And I'm just getting this message that has not been sent yet. So some of you may have written a message that you edit from time to time. You will get an opportunity to speak your truth face to face with this person. Is it in the next 6 weeks? I would say it's not going to be that conversation in the next 6 weeks. I would say your person is still a little bit closed off and in their 8 energy. I would also say that this person, they will take ownership of their life. They will take charge. They're going to take action to come towards you, but they may tell you about something that they're doing right now for themselves. Like, for example, they may tell you that they're going to counseling, or they may tell you that they're going on a spiritual retreat, or that they're going through some sort of like purposeful self-improvement. Okay, I mean, when you have the 8 of Pentacles, it means they want to repair things, they want to fix things. But when they reach out with a message, it may not be the romantic message that you're expecting, and you probably won't have the conversation that you're hoping for at first. Doesn't mean it's not going to come, does mean that it's preparing a foundation for that conversation to be had, if that makes sense. So for some of you beautiful Cancerians, you may have just met someone new, and if you haven't, you may actually meet someone new who pays you a compliment and is flirting with you, is what I'm seeing there. And it really makes you reflect on what you want to do next regarding your twin flame dynamic. So that's something that I also see, because we have the Emperor and we also have the Man card. This is strong Emperor action, protecting the union, or, you know, making some sort of change in order to safeguard the union for the future, planning something. So I feel the outcome energy for you and your person, there is like a planned repair or like an eventual meeting up to discuss how you can save the union. But I feel for some of you beautiful Cancerians, you may either start talking to someone new or get a compliment from someone who's flirting with you who is not your twin before you actually hear from your twin. Okay, that's something that's coming out quite strongly right now. But this card, I feel some of you are trying to withdraw from the twin flame dynamic because it has been so emotionally unstabling and fraught with anxiety. And we do have that Wheel of Fortune. So I feel, you know, the twin flame dynamic has changed your life around. For some of you, not all of you, but some of you may have wished you'd never met this person, okay? That's something that's coming out. May not resonate, as I said, but I just felt it and heard it when I picked up the card. But I feel like you're really called to reflect on yourself right now. It's really interesting because we do have that beautiful Bastet kind of like mirroring. And then we've also got this person looking in a mirror and there's no reflection. So some of you, my beautiful Cancerians, may have felt like you've lost a piece of yourself or felt really disassociated or like are trying to rediscover yourself in some way. And you've been feeling like a little bit lost, okay? And again, I'm sending you so much love and hugs out there. This is the challenging part of the twin flame dynamic, but it is here where you discover yourself. And you know, something came up in a Virgo reading recently, and this doesn't mean that you're dealing with a Virgo, but it came up and it's coming up again. I just want to like mention it because some of you may actually have Virgo placements in your chart and you may discover it in that reading too. But if not, I'm just going to give it to you because it's coming out. We must never build our emotional home in someone else. Okay, because if they are going through a challenging period where they cannot accept love, or they are emotionally avoidant and they cannot reciprocate the love, then that means you've placed all your emotion and built it in them as their home, and then it makes you feel like you're homeless because they've stepped away. So it makes you feel bereft. So the twin flame triggering, amplifying anything that you've experienced in the past before you met your twin, it's now that you heal it, but it is also now that you discover more about yourself and give more to yourself. You connect to your sense of purpose. You rediscover yourself, but you also discover new things about you as well that make you you. It almost like makes you step into a period of becoming. So all those shattered pieces within yourself, you're putting them back differently. So you are becoming. And, you know, it's not that you are broken, it's here that you are breaking through to reimagine and redefine what it means to be you and to be strong and, you know, to be the twin who is the catalyst for change. So I feel here, as you can see, the reflection in this card is absent. So I feel now you're stepping back, you know, you're removing the anchor. You're not creating this safe, stable place for your person to just come in whenever they want to, because you have to change the dynamic. Anything that you don't change, you accept. And I feel right now you are the change in the dynamic by withdrawing in order to either, discover more passionate things for yourself to do. Page of Wands can also be you to follow your passions, your calling. It doesn't have to be that, you're just connecting to another person. However, I do feel a majority of you are going to get a compliment or be flirting with someone new just before your twin reaches out, okay? But I feel this is a calling for you to step into your passions and, change your fortune in some way. You're destined to reconnect to this person again. I don't see it being the end. And I have to say it, and, some people may disagree with me, and that's fine. Even if you try and cut a cord with your twin, you're still going to hear from your twin. Cutting the cord means the energy is different. It means that, you can step away more easily from the connection. They're always going to be a presence, especially with the person I'm picking up on here. This person is not going to let this connection go. They will come back, but you get to decide what they come back to. Okay, so looking at your person's energy, they've got the tree. Now, this is about planting roots and foundations, but also it is a card that highlights some sort of ancestry, like cycle of repeat, that is occurring in their life, that they are like having a repetitive cycle, shall we say. Now, I'm going to pull a card on this because number 5 is calling to me in this card, and number 5 is always the Hierophant energy. So this can be, either a religious belief, and my readings are not really about religion, but it can be a religious belief, or this person has some very strong views about marriage or high-level commitments, perhaps even been in a high-level commitment or marriage before they met you, and they were just not looking for love, because the 4 Cups is to be closed off to love, okay? It's to be closed off because experiences from the past have left them feeling unfulfilled or just not what they're looking for. So I do feel for a lot of you beautiful Cancerians that the person you met as your twin was not looking to fall in love. Okay, that's something that's coming out. But I really want to know more about this card because I feel it's a slow process with this person. They are having an awakening, but they are focusing on choosing healthier pursuits or choosing healthier options in life. It's like they're trying to go through a period of self-improvement right now, and they are focused on themselves. And, this is a positive thing because it means that they are creating space where there can be a healthy relationship. So I need to pull a quick card on that because what I'm getting here is this person also, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm just seeing an image in the water right now. It's like tally marks. When you got like 1, 2, 3. I should probably do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. 1, 2, 3, and then 4 crosses across it. I mean, tally marks or counting marks, or for some of you that could be like stitching, or it could be like a tattoo of stitching or something, counting the days. Maybe this person is counting the days until they see you, or perhaps, thanks so much, I'm sure grateful. Interesting. I'm being given something separate, but it may be connected. My guides gave me that something played out in this person's past connected to their family, and it happened at a certain age period, and this person is trying to avoid that, whatever that is. So it could be that the reason they're not there is maybe that they passed away, and this person's really focused on their health, and they're trying to focus on something to make sure that they go past a milestone. They're counting the days. For some of you, it could be that if their parents or guardians divorced at a certain age, they could have promised themselves, I'm not going to get married until after this age, because then I've got more chance of remaining in a high-level commitment. So weird, the energy I'm being given, but maybe you've had a conversation with your person regarding this, that something in their family lineage occurred, and they're super, focused on it. And it's like it hangs over them like a sentence, Random energy, random words I'm being given right now. It's like a sentence that has been hanging over them, and they're like crossing off the days and the months until they're free of this, and then they can be like more open to be in a relationship, more open to be like connected. I'm not sure what that means, so I'm just going to go and get some cards regarding this. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? What do they need to know about this tree energy for their twin? Well, they do see you as destined to be with you. They do see you as fate. Both of you got Wheel of Fortune. I mean, both of you are currently in a cycle of change. That's basically what the Wheel of Fortune means. And I feel this person is trying to ground themselves and break free from a cycle, but it almost feels like it has to happen at a certain milestone in their life. I mean, it could be that they were influenced by parents or guardians to go and get a career, for example, and not kind of like settle down and have love in their life or be in a relationship until they become like the boss of their own business, right? So it could be that they are marking the days and the months until that happens, and then suddenly they're like, okay, got my life sorted, now I can open myself up to love. You know, love does not happen on those terms. Love happens organically and naturally. So I feel this person is trying to fight fate in some way, but they do see that you are their destiny. But I'm also being given this energy that this person is trying to fight fate on a different level. Like something happens to either their parents or guardians at a certain age or at a certain milestone, and they are trying to avoid it. Yeah, Ten of Pentacles, family. It's connected to the family there. And the sun, something that they are super aware of. I mean, the sun can also be a very cleansing energy, so it could be that they're holding in the light that this doesn't happen to them, or it could be that, you know, they're purifying their family lineage. Sometimes twins are given the challenging process of having to cut a generational wound out of their family lineage, and that will, you know, bring up a lot of emotions and a lot of challenges and put the relationship on hold for a little bit longer is what I'm seeing there. But Ten of Pentacles, some of them, your twins, because I'm picking up like general energy right now, Ten of Pentacles can be that, you know, they sacrifice love for fortune or wealth or stability. But it can also be that they sacrifice love for a family member. So if they have responsibilities, because the Emperor energy is showing up twice in your person's energy, and this can indicate there's a lot of responsibility. So it could be that they're looking after a parent or guardian, and they love doing that. There's a sense of responsibility that goes with that, but they feel like they cannot give to the union of the twin flame dynamic, because when you are with your twin, you have to be all in. I mean, in any relationship, you have to be all in. So it's like they cannot divide their time. So very complex dynamic that I have coming through, and it may not resonate with all of you, but the sun energy, I feel this person is acutely aware that you really make them happy and that they wanted to settle down with you. They see you as fate. I mean, I'm clarifying how they feel about you, but there's something in this person's family lineage that they need to purify or cleanse or pay attention to so that they don't repeat that fate. Random, I know, but let me just see a little bit beyond that. Can you show me more? Can you show me the individual twin flame connection? Why there is a separation, not to do with the past. Eight of Wands. Interesting, because your person has the Eight of Wands right here. Movement. Did this person like move around a lot when they were younger? Or Eight of Wands can be like they're going through a transformation. Eight of Wands, very busy lifestyle. That's no excuse. Love can exist there. We've got Seven of Cups, Two of Cups. This person feels like they can wait, but time and tide wait for no person, right? So we got the Eight of Wands. So this person is going through a transformation. Eight of Wands is actually some good news, and I feel it means progress. It means movement forward. But also, 8 is the number of the self. So this person, it's like they need to transform something within themselves, or they need to change something about their life or their environment right now, because they didn't want you to get caught up in this, or they felt they couldn't give to this because it wouldn't be right. Okay. Also, I'm being given this energy that between you and them, things were happening like way too fast. And it's like they are establishing priorities and commitments, and something needs to change before they can give to this. And they thought that maybe it was going too fast, and they were wondering, is this love? Is this infatuation? What's happening? I mean, we've got the Seven of Cups here, which is very inconsistent energy. It feels like they had options and they didn't know which one to choose, and they chose the one of responsibility, where they have to count down a time where they feel the commitment will end, and then they can give to this, because the Two of Cups is the outcome energy, which means there's love, devotion, and exchange of a union, two people coming together who love each other. So I feel like there is love, but with that Seven of Cups, it just feels like either you met this person at a very scattered time in their life where something was going on connected to their family. And I mean, for some of you, it could be that they moved back to their family home, or they moved where there is a distance. Maybe they moved for work, because I'm just getting this energy of like distance and making a choice. And they were very like cautious about the choice they had to make. And it was the responsible one, not the one that they held in their heart. They didn't follow their heart on this one. They felt they needed to step up and take responsibility for something else that existed way before they even met you. So, I mean, because we have eights here, I'm going to pull one more card to see if this person was in a high-level commitment or marriage before they met you. Can you show me if this person was married or in a high-level commitment before they met? No, full card. No, so they may have been, but they've come out of it. They were free and single and fancy-free when they met you. Footloose and fancy-free, that's the sentence there. But the full card, no. They were single when they met you. That's what I'm being given. They had no attachments to anybody. But I also feel that this person was like, I don't want any attachments. This person, there's some inner child wounding as well, okay? And love just put them in a bit of a tailspin. And that's not an excuse. I'm not here to give anyone an excuse or a way out. I'm trying to understand each pathway to understand the outcome dynamic. So I feel this person right now, they're looking at generational wounding, but also responsibility within the family unit, and making a decision that perhaps influenced their family as well. So that's what I'm picking up on here. And with the Eight of Wands, it says rapid action, movement, and quick decision. I feel like they made a knee-jerk reaction decision, okay? And with the Four of Cups, the knee-jerk reaction was to be closed off to love, to not allow love in. And I feel like they regret it. I do feel a sense of regret from this person. It's really interesting because my guides have asked me to really look at this picture, and they're kind of right there. So as you can see, this figure is looking at the tree. Now the tree represents family. It represents, you know, your roots basically. And this figure is looking to the tree in this card. So this person was always focused on family, responsibility. And over here, as you can see, we've got like a little building. And this represents where the person feels like home, where they feel secure, where they would like to dwell basically. But they're not choosing that option. They're choosing the tree. They're choosing to focus on the responsibility or the family, and kind of like at this time focus on that. But I do see that this person is going to message you. I feel like this person does want to overcome something and move the relationship along further. They may even message you and tell you about some sort of vacation or trip that they had, and this is where they had like a major epiphany about life, about love, about their true happiness and where it resides. And I feel like it resides with you. So with that Four Cups, it says here, contemplation, disconnection, and apathy. Okay, this can indicate that they were not looking for love, or they had gone through some sort of trauma within their family lineage that made them kind of like question love. Is this lust? Is this love? But when they sit with self, they realize it is love. I'm going to pull a card on this. The Four of Cups normally means that love came along and it was a surprise, that the figure was closed off to it. And, you know, they were discontent with the choice that they made. That's what I'm feeling, that this person, if they're objectively telling the truth, when they take stock of the decisions that they made, they let themselves down. That's basically the energy I'm picking up from this card, and they regret it. Okay, so I'm just going to pull a card on that before we move forward. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angel. Okay, so we have the King of Pentacles, security, responsibility, someone who's very serious. We have the Hierophant. So either this person was in a high-level commitment or marriage before, but I feel like they were single when they met you. The Hierophant can also be the traditional thing to do, like take care of family or have responsibility. And we got the Strength card. Yeah, this person had to be strong in the decision that they made. I mean, the Four Cups, I feel like looking at the energy, they could see settling down with you. They could see getting married to you. But that King of Pentacles made them feel very, like, serious and responsible and doing the right thing. That's what I'm seeing there. And the right thing may not have been the best thing for their heart. Okay? I feel like this person does want to get married in the future. They do want to settle down. And with the Hierophant there, that kind of highlights that. But also the Strength card, I feel like, you know, they're going to have to, like, release the beast within and kind of, like, be bold and have courage of the heart, basically. That's what the Strength card means, to have courage of the heart. And I feel like they will. But right now they're working on themselves, but also this sense of responsibility, whatever it seems to be. Okay, so your outcome energy, we have the Man. Now the Man is connected to the Emperor, so this can indicate saving something or protecting something, but also taking accountability with actions. You know, this is a leader. This is someone who is going to, like, move things forward. But also, this can be a card of knowing that you've met your divine counterpart. So I'm picking up an energy as well that there's a lot of responsibility with this card. So much. Like, this person, it's not that they're turning their back on responsibility. As they mature, I feel like, you know, they want to open their heart to love. They do not want to be on their own. They want to follow their heart. They want to see where it leads, is what I'm seeing. So I do get this sense that this person is going to tell you about the responsibilities or the actions they took based on the decisions and options they had. And it doesn't make it right. I feel like you wish that they could have articulated this or even factored you in. You could have supported this person in this, but the rite of passage of a twin flame dynamic is these things have to happen separately and alone in order to come back together. I mean, with that number 28, when you reduce it, it's number 10, which is the Wheel of Fortune energy, which means things are turning in your favor to be with your twin, but also something is coming to an end. And I feel it's a cycle of repeat that's coming to an end. We also have the Emperor, structure, ambition, and authority. So, I mean, I'm going to pull a card on this because this can be that this person is getting more stable in their life, that they're taking accountability. They still have these responsibilities, but I feel like they're channeling their energy in a more well-rounded way, or they're factoring in that they can have it all. However, because you've, like, withdrawn from this, a lot of you, I feel like you're so over this, you're so done with this, that they can't just come in and turn you off and on like a light switch. So I feel there has to be a really important conversation here about whether you move this forward or not. I mean, Eight of Pentacles says you can repair this if you want to, but accountability must be taken here and a very honest, open conversation. Action over words. The Man and the Emperor card represents action rather than just words. So let me just see. Oh gosh, Wheel of Fortune again. So yeah, I mean, it's destined that you and your person are going to repair this or come together in a union. I mean, you can repair the union and still decide not to be with each other as a couple. It depends on what you want. So I feel this is about getting clear on what it is you want and how you want to rebuild this, or just repair it and just like step away from it with peace in your heart. Sometimes we forgive the past, not to let someone off the hook, but to lighten our karmic load so we don't carry this heavy baggage around with us. So Wheel of Fortune, I feel destiny is going to bring you and your person back together to try another term at repairing this, because that Eight of Pentacles is to repair. It is to focus on. And as you can see, there's two staircases there to a portal of change, to a gateway where, you know, your guides are actually protecting you and directing you towards meeting each other again in the future. Let me just clarify a little bit more. Ace of Swords, honest, accountable conversation, a breakthrough. And we've got the Three of Wands. Interesting. So Ace of Swords is the transformation. It is the pinnacle of change. It is a very powerful synchronistic energy where you're going to see their name everywhere. You're going to be thinking about them a lot. You know, you're going to see double numbers. You're going to see things that remind you of your twin. This is going to happen right before you hear communication. Ace of Swords is a breakthrough communication, okay? You may even hear that your person, I'm getting two energies. Either one got a tattoo, but if they don't like tattoos, it could be that they had some sort of procedure or an operation. There may be a communication about health or, you know, a procedure. Now, this could happen on either side. I don't see anything happening in your future like that, my beautiful Cancerians, in this reading. But if it's something that perhaps you've been through, it could be a topic of conversation. More than anything, I feel it's something connected to your twin, okay? But this opens up a dialogue. And the Ace of Swords is basically making a decision. It's the sword of truth. It's basically saying, I've been thinking about you a lot. I realized that, you know, my actions had consequences, and now I need to take accountability for that. Do we try and save this, or do we cut the cord and forge ahead without each other? So I feel destiny will bring you back together for another round, as it were. And it's not that it's make or break. I don't see that, because I feel you really have a shot at healing this relationship. I feel like your person's not quite there yet, to be honest. I feel like they're in the eights. So that means they're focused on themselves and their own journey and like breaking a cycle in their generational pathway. And the Three of Wands means both of you are on the right path to come together. And it also indicates that, you know, you will achieve your heart's desire, but you got to get clear on what that heart's desire is. And, you know, Three of Wands can also mean that you, my beautiful Cancerians, because you do have that Page of Wands showing up for you, that the path will be made clear for you to meet a soulmate or someone new, someone who's going to have a lot of chemistry with you and give you a compliment. But whether you explore it further, that's totally your call. I always say, do not wait for your twin, because the universe will bring you back together in union when the moment is right, okay? So I feel, looking at the Wheel of Fortune, the Ace of Swords, and the Three of Wands, I'm seeing that destiny brings you back together. Ace of Swords, you're going to have a conversation, and the Three of Wands can indicate that both of you can look to the future, and the future is bright. You're going to be in the right place and the right time to move things forward. But the Three of Wands can also be a healer's card. So it's like the twin flame triggers the healing process within each other, and only then can you come together in a union. It is a process, and maybe that's why I saw those tally marks or those counting marks. Maybe it's the countdown to reconnecting with each other. I mean, I'm seeing 5. That's what I've seen. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. And so that could be like in the next 5 weeks, you may hear from this person, but in the next 5 months, you could physically move this relationship along further. Symbolically, it could have a meaning there. So I'm just going to go and get some final cards of any conversations that have been left unsaid in this connection. Thank you so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. Can you please guide my beautiful Cancerians? Anything more that they need to know regarding this union? Can you please guide them for their highest good? What are they meant to be aware of? Okay, I'm hearing a song right now. Okay, thanks so much. I'm truly grateful. Now this song, very famous. I'm sure it has come up in somebody's reading before in the past, but I'm not sure whose. It's a very famous song by Ed Sheeran. And I'll give you the lyrics. I think it's Ed Sheeran. I'm going to second guess myself on this now, but I'm just going to give you the lyrics of what I can hear right now. I will always love you for what it's worth. Okay, then it goes really muffled. I can't hear any lyrics right now. It's almost like they're fast forwarding. And now I can hear, there are times when I feel your ghost. Just when I'm letting go. I think that's what it said. So I feel this is a song that's connected to you, my beautiful Cancerians. It's like you're letting go of this right now, and you can still feel the ghost of this person. And you'll always love them really deep down for what it's worth. But I feel with your person, it's not quite over. Okay, so I do see some repair in the future. I mean, both of you, I feel, are repairing in different ways separately right now. However, I feel there is something more to come in the future with you and this person. So we've got, I'm facing my shadows and I want to change. Yeah. I mean, this person does want to change. I could feel it in their energy. There's a lot of Wheel of Fortune energy about both of you. Both of you want things to change. And I feel this person is stepping up to really objectively look at their responsibilities, their family lineage, but also their choices, because their choices influence this connection. No one will ever compare to you. I definitely feel that in their energy. I mean, even this Four of Cups is looking back. Okay, so it's like they feel to some degree in this separation period that you are the one that they let get away. Okay, and they're sitting with that, and I feel like they're not willing to kind of let that fully be the case. I feel like this person will try to save this relationship in the future. I have issues and I don't deserve your love. Interesting that that came out there, because thanks so much, I'm so grateful. If someone has left this person's life when they were younger, they've done a lot of questioning, soul searching as to why that person left. Because I'm getting this energy of like an absent masculine figure, you know, and I feel there's a lot of questioning around this person wondering if the person left because of them, that they were not good enough to stay. So there's a foundational wound there that this person really has to look at, and it's projected into this relationship like they feel like they're not good enough for you to stick around because someone in their past has left. That's what I'm picking up on with this. So it says, I have issues and I don't deserve your love. So this person, there's a bit of self-loathing that's gone on there. And they have to learn to love themselves and feel deserving of the twin flame dynamic love before they can actually reciprocate your feelings, my beautiful Cancerians. And I'm pretending that everything is okay. I feel this is true to some degree with this person, because this person, they made their choices. And they had a certain set of situations where they felt they had to step up and take responsibility for something. And they're like pretending that that's something that's okay. They're fine with that, but actually they're not. They regret that option that they chose. They regret that they didn't follow their heart as well. So that's something that's coming out there as well. Very complex dynamic, may not resonate with everyone, but I have to honor everything that's coming out there. Okay, so we have a skeleton there. Okay, now this could be the skeleton in the closet, something that this person doesn't really talk about. Now, it doesn't mean that this person's lying to you. It can mean that this person has a private part of themselves that's locked off, and it's the past, it's dead, it's over, but it still has a hold on them or influences them in some way. I mean, the skeleton can also indicate that this person will pick over the bones of this relationship to try and save something or salvage something. I mean, it can also indicate that you feel that this relationship is over, that there's nothing more to really connect to in this, and that when this person comes in, you're really going to have them step up and prove with action rather than words that they can win your trust back, because, of course, you're going to have trust issues after this person stepping out, for example. But also there's something connected to health here with this. and I feel it's on your person's side, okay? It came up briefly in the reading. You know, back in the day in the doctor's room, you'd see like a skeleton just hanging there because they talk about like different parts of the body, for example. So I feel it's somehow connected to that. So it feels like some sort of sentence hanging over this person and them trying to avoid it. It doesn't have to be health related. It can be that something ended prematurely because, like, for example, if people get married too young, right? It can be that the marriage has the potential to break apart early because both parties were very young. Not always the case. When you know, you know. Some people are childhood sweethearts and they remain together forever. So, you know, it's not always typical to form. But I'm just giving you an idea of this person having like this sentence or this idea of when love should come into their life or when they can give to it. And it's based on something that they are kind of like putting upon themselves. And finally, we just have one word there, believe. So I feel, I mean, your person and you, I feel both of you, for different reasons, are going to learn to believe in love again. And I feel that the universe will actually bring you back together to kind of like formulate that belief or reinstate that belief that love can survive and come together again. And I feel like your person will step up in some way. So I get an energy that you will hear from your person. But I feel, you know, the union is going to take some time to become something solid and true later on. It's a project, basically, is what I'm seeing. And you get to decide, because that's your prerogative, whether you want to invest in the project. So I'll leave it like that. I hope something resonates here. I mean, to be honest, I wish none of this resonated with anyone out there, because you'd be with your twin and everything would be fine and you wouldn't need to dissect this. But, you know, here we are. So if it does resonate in any shape or form, please like or subscribe to my channel. Completely free for you. All you have to do is press that little notification bell. Lets you know when I update my next message. Lets me know that you resonate with the reading, which is so important for me too. Thank you so much, my beautiful Cancerians, and love and light.